I can't say I'm not surprised. It is just a typical thing at this point. So, if you didn't see last week's game, Jeffrey Simmons nearly took off the head of Joe Burrow, right? He didn't get fined in, that hit, which, listen, at the end of the day, I'm kind of used to it. I think everyone's used to as Bengals fans. If you hit Joe Burrow, you're not going to get fined. If you hit Joe Burrow late or do something dirty, you're not going to get penalized. It's just, it is what it is at this point. Joe does not get the same protection that other quarterbacks do. And it's honestly, it's probably never going to change. It's just a fact of, hey, the NFL does not care about Joe Shiesty. So, with that being said, somebody else did get fined for a violent gesture. Oh, this violent gesture crap is getting a little old. Not gonna lie, it's getting a little old. So, by the way, Jeffrey Simmons was fined, by the way, for his contact on Aaron Rodgers early this season, where he hit Aaron Rodgers to the head, blow to the head, and he got fined for that. But he didn't get fined for the blow to the head to Joe Burrow. He got fined $16,883 for his blow to the head to Aaron Rodgers. But again, you could hit Joe Burrow in the head. Who cares? Like, that's just a common thing. Everyone accepts that. Yeah. Shouldn't, but they do. The guy who got fined was Cam Taylor-Britt. Cam Taylor-Britt got fined $9,019 for a unsportsmanlike, violent gesture after his return. Which, listen, at the end of the day, in that game against the Titans, Cam Taylor-Britt did have a very, very hard hit on one of their receivers. I mean, he lit the guy up. So I thought that was going to be a fine. When I saw it, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's going to get fined for that. He's going to get, something for that. That's kind of just common. But surprisingly enough, he didn't. But he did get a fine for a violent gesture after his return. Which, hey, listen. They love to fine us. They love to penalize us. And it is what it is, Now, Trey Hendrickson avoided a fine for an unnecessary roughness penalty on shoving Will Levis to the ground at the end of Cam Taylor-Britt's interception return in the second quarter. So, I guess in the end, it works out. Cam Taylor-Britt gets fined. Trey Hendrickson doesn't get fined for his unnecessary roughness. Reality-wise, if you watch the play, I mean, Trey didn't level Will Levis. He didn't hit him in the head. He didn't do anything dirty. It was a pick six, and he pretty much just pushed Will Levis to the ground. Which, again, listen, I mean, at the end of the day, that used to be a thing back in the day where if you throw an interception, well, somebody's hunting your quarterback hunting your quarterback. Not headhunting, but hunting your quarterback. You throw an interception, yeah, you're going to get someone, come up and tackle your quarterback because it's a free shot. I mean, it's really hard to ever hit a quarterback and ever to, do anything to a quarterback. Well, if he throws an interception, he automatically becomes just a typical player on the field. There's no immunity to a quarterback, if he throws the interception. Just how it worked. So that was kind of the whole thing back in the day. It was like, okay, wait, throw an interception. Oh wait, you are now just a regular player. So if you're in the way of the interception and I'm trying to tackle the guy, quote unquote, then I can tackle you. So again, like I said, things have changed, obviously. But at the end of the day, there was a lot of different things that could have gotten fined. Tennessee guard Peter Sharonsky was not fined for his 15-yard low block penalty in the third quarter and stuff like that, which, again, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm kind of always on the fence about a lot of these things, right? Like, yes, something should be fine. I think the NFL definitely goes overboard and just goes stupid with it. Hits to the head, anything when it comes to blows to the head to the quarterback position, I'm perfectly okay with a fine. Like, I think if you do something that looks malicious, it should be fined. But if it's not malicious, if it's just a bang-bang play, I don't think it should be fined. Again, I think there's intent is really what's the most important thing in all this is. And if the intent is not there, then it's definitely a situation where it's like, okay, well, you're fighting someone who really didn't mean to do what they did. Obviously, at the end of the day, you know, that's just kind of, you know, football, but yeah, we gotta stop babying football to a point. But let's talk about the next thing. First off, last night, the Ravens beat the Steelers, and shout out to them for that because, again, at the end of the day, I hate both teams, okay? I hate the Steelers, I hate the Ravens. Neither of these teams help us in any way. Literally, this is the most pointless game for Bengals fans here. But I did go ahead and post this picture and said, how is this not taunting, right? And listen, okay, I should have put this in here. I hate taunting. I hate the penalty taunting. I think it's stupid. I think it's ridiculous. I think it should not be in the game, okay? Taunting is the most useless penalty you could have. At the end of the day, I get the unsportsmanlike. I guess it's like, well, it's not sportsmanlike, whatever. This is football. This is a gridiron sport. This is a smash mouth type of game. This is a warrior gladiators in the dome in Rome fighting to the death. That is what football is. So I just want to preface this by saying, I don't want this to be a penalty. I don't want taunting to ever be called. Now, at the same time, I do want, like, the referees to do their damn job. And if this was the Bengals, it would have been called 1,000% of the time. Not even a question on God's green earth. This would have been called every single time if this was the Cincinnati Bengals. So how I look at it is like this. Does this not being called taunting affect me? Not at all. Do I think it should be called taunting? No, I don't. But the fact is, this is taunting. Okay, he holds the ball back, you know, looks at the wide receiver right here, and he's trying to show to Calvin Austin, hey, look, I'm getting the pick six on you, buddy. I'm getting the pick six. That's taunting. 100% that's taunting. Again, I just want, if the referees are going to call this on the Bengals in this situation, and if the referees are going to, you know, get us for this crap, then they need to get the other team as well. And that's all I want. I just want equality when it comes to referees calling penalties. And, you know, if this is a penalty, right, or this is not a penalty, then this should never be called in another situation. There should never be a taunting call when a player is holding a ball back toward a player. Again, this was called, if you remember way back in the day with Golden Tate. Golden Tate did this when he was with the Seahawks, held the ball back. That was called. And again, normally 99.9% of the time, this is called. But again, this is the problem with the NFL rules and the problem with the referees. If something is defined as a penalty, you gotta call it every single time. It's just, I just want, you know, fairness when it comes to this stuff. I hate how biased the referees can be for certain teams. I hate it. It's annoying. So again, that's kind of how I look at it. There was also a missed face mask call in this game. Should have been a face mask call. Was not called. But again, like I said, I don't like taunting. I hate taunting. I think taunting takes away the fun of the game. But I just want, you know, if you're going to call it on us and you're going to call situations on us, then you got to call it on them as well. So, and then I think a Ravens fan commented, he said that's definitely not taunting. Marlon Humphrey was trying to toss it to David Ajabu. It wasn't taunting, and taunting is ridiculous. I do agree taunting is ridiculous. I think that guy was joking because he claimed that he was trying to throw it to this guy right here. which, again, you can see by his body language, was not even paying attention to the play. So I can imagine if Humphrey would have thrown it to him, that would have been a complete stupid play. But again, like I said, I'm not trying to be that, hey, we should have taunting more. No, I think taunting should be thrown out of the book. I think they should just give it a taunting penalty completely. But what I do want is, if you're going to call it on us in this situation, which 100% of the time you would, call it on them. Okay? It makes the NFL look bad when you're so anal about taunting all the time on so many different teams, but on a primetime game, you don't call it. I just want, equality when it comes to every team gets penalized the same, and it's not any bullcrap. Okay, that's how I look at it. See you guys next one, though. Hoo day.